Next on our list of user entry controls is the UI slider control. A UI slider is a way for the user to give us a value input, a numeric value input. So we'll add one to our storyboard. And we'll make that reasonably wide. And I'm also going to have a label just so we can track the value. And in the label attributes, we'll just put in value for now. And now let's take a look at what we can do with the slider. We can, of course, set the minimum and maximum values. Let's set a minimum of -10 and a maximum of 10. And we'll set the current value equal to 0. So our thumb is right in the middle of the slider for starters. And you, of course, can use any value that you want, whatever's appropriate for your app. We can also change some colors. The min tint track is this on the left-hand side. And the max track is on the right-hand side. And our thumb is the slider that the user taps onto. And we can have continuous updates as they slide along, or updates as the value is changed. Mistake. Or updates when the user completes changing the value. So we'll leave it on continuous because we want to see the value continuously change for our event. So let's hook up some connections. And we'll get a referencing outlet for our label. And we want an event for our slider. And the value changed event will occur as the value changes when the user creates some input. And we'd like our parameter in this case to actually be of type UI slider, because we're going to get the value from here from the parameter rather than creating an outlet. We could create an outlet and do it that way, but I thought we would want to do it this way, just as an example. Okay, so let's set our label text. And we're going to initialize this string with a format. And we'll format our float value from our slider. Okay. So our label text will be continuously updated as the user slides the slider, and it will simply go into the format of the value is and whatever the slider value is. And we get that from our sender object or parameter in this function. So let's give that a go. There's our slider with the colors. And as we slide along, you can see it continuously update. Now let's change that one attribute and take off the continuous update and see that effect. And as I slide along, you can see nothing's happening to the value until I release. And then I get it. So depending on how active you want the UI to be in response to the slider, or how appropriate it is for the UI to constantly update or not update, depending upon your application, you can make a choice as to whether you're going to have the slider continuously update or not. So that's the slider, and it's a nice convenient way of getting float user input.